What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka. What is Nerdy Dating? It's a nerdy podcast where we talk about relationships, give relationship advice, react to TikToks, and Reddit posts, and just answer dating questions as well. On this episode today, we're going to talk about the 5 love languages, and I just took the test so you guys can know what my love language is, and I'm going to break them down. So the 5 love languages here, they are physical touch. I'm going to break it down here. This love language isn't all about the bedroom. A person whose primary love language is physical touch is not surprisingly very touchy. Hugs, pat on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face, they can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. Physical presence and accessibility are crucial, while neglect or abuse can be unforgivable and destructive. Physical touch fosters a sense of security and belonging in any relationship. That's one of them. The other one, quality time. In the vernacular of quality time, nothing says I love you like full undivided attention. Being there for this person or for this type of person is crucial, but really being there while the TV's off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks are on standby. Make your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed dates, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. The love language of quality time also means sharing quality conversations and quality activities. Words of affirmation. Words don't always speak louder than actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments means the world to you. Hearing the words I love you are important. Hearing the reason behind that love sends your spirit skyward. And insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgettable. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly life-giving. Acts of service. Can vacuuming the floor really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibility weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. The words he or she most wants to hear, let me do that for you. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this love language their feelings don't matter. Finding ways to serve speaks volumes to the recipient of these actions. And the last one, receiving gifts. Don't mistake this love language for materialism. The receiver of gift thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and efforts behind the gift. If you speak this love language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you are cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring the gift to you. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous. So with the absence of everyday gesture, gifts are visually representative of love and are treasured greatly. Those are the 5 love languages. I had one time somebody tell me food was a love language. And I was like, get out of here. I have taken this test 5 times, maybe 4 or 5 times. And every time my love language, number 1 was physical touch. Matter of fact, here is my latest test before I started refilming this episode right here. Physical touch is my number 1 at 40%. 30% is quality time. 20% is words of affirmation. 7% is acts of service. And 3% is gift giving. Those are my love language when I just took this test. I took this test before, and my love language was physical touch 37%, quality time 33%, words of affirmation 20%, receiving gifts 7%, and acts of service 3%. So receiving gifts and acts of service have flopped for me. Normally gift giving, receiving gifts has been the lowest, and this time, the time before this was 7%, that one 3% acts of service, but usually the top 3. Physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation are right there around each other. Physical touch and quality time was 37 and 33%, and currently it's 40 to 30%. And the question we see when you take the test, because it's free online, you go to 5lovelanguages.com, you can take the test free online, and it asks you, would you rather have this? So like, will you feel most love if you you and your significant other hold hands, or your significant other got your gift? What do you feel more love in? I love physical touch. Give me a hug. Hug me. Please. But like that right there shows so much when somebody go out their way, give me a hug, hold hands, kisses, back rubs, and not just like, you know, when we're together, but like when we're out in public, hold my hand, please. Like, I want to hold your hand. That kind of stuff shows that you care for me. And it separates, for me, it separates a girl from a girlfriend and a friend that's a girl. I'm not holding hands with a friend that's a girl. With my girlfriend, I want to hold her hands. I want to hug her, give her a full embrace hug. If you give me a side hug, I'm going to, especially you're a girl, you give me a side hug, I'm like, okay, you're definitely a friend. I had it one time in my past experience, I had a girlfriend give me a side hug. One of my exes gave me a side hug. And like, I haven't seen her probably in 3 days. Finally excited to get to see her. And I want to give her a full embrace hug, and she gave me a under shoulder arm grab. And I was like, that one, like, it actually bothered me. And I was like, that felt weird. That felt really weird. Like, you normally give me a full embrace hug, and then today you give me an underarm, side hug, and I was like, that's weird. A couple weeks later, she ended up breaking up with me. But that was a sign, because I was like, I should have saw that coming. But full embrace hug, everything about that, like, I love that kind of stuff. Holding hands, physical touch for me is important. Like, sitting next to each other. Like, if we sit on the couch, I want you to sit next to me, or I'm going to sit next to you. Like, the further you are from me, the more that you're going to be, I put you in friend zone. The closer you are to me is more like, okay, friend, significant, more close friend, significant other. Like, there's only a few people who can get right next to me. Like, and my girlfriend can get right next to me. Families can get right next to me. Close friends, like life friends, 10 years, 15 years. Like, those people who can sit next to me like that. But like, if I just met you, stay further away from me. Like, don't get into like close, but like, you can sit like, a foot away from me, 2 foot away from me, 3 feet, but don't be like inches from me. If you're a girl that's just a friend, you're gonna sit further away from me. But you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend in a committed relationship. I expect pretty much to sit right next to you, because to me, that's my love language. Like, that's how I feel love. Like, hey, closeness. And then quality time on top of that. It doesn't just mean, we're both in a room and you're watching TV and I'm reading a book. No, quality time means we're actually, like you said here, putting everything down, turning the TV off, sit and talk to each other, have a conversation. The 5 Love Languages book, which I read, had a really good example of this, where you had a husband and wife who was on the verge of divorce, and they went to marriage counselor to figure out how to save their marriage. And he was like, his love language word for affirmation. He was like, she doesn't say, you did a good job today. He doesn't say, like, I'm proud of you, all this stuff. Thank you for doing the dishes. He's like, I don't get any of that. It's just like, she doesn't acknowledge me and acknowledge the things I do. And the guy, I believe it was Gary Chapman, he was the marriage counselor during this time. And he was like, hey, tell your husband, when he takes the trash out, thank you for doing that. When he does the dishes, thank you for doing that. When he tells you about his day at work, say something like, oh, wow, I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Like, start acknowledging him more. And she started doing that, and he felt amazing. Sorry, I had a scratch. But he felt amazing. And that's for the visual audience who's watching this. Like, they'll see like I'm scratching my back because I had an itch or something was like on me or something. I don't know. It was weird. But anyway. But those who listen to the audio podcast, I apologize. You can't see me looking around my floor looking like what's on me. But anyway, he was telling his wife to do that. And the wife went ahead and started telling her husband, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate you. And then Gary Chapman told the husband to do the same thing for his wife. And the wife didn't feel appreciated. Like, she didn't feel it. She didn't feel it at all. And Gary was like, I don't understand. It worked for the husband. He felt like his love meter is up here, but her love meter is still low. And then he's like, I missed it. She kept talking about how they don't go on dates anymore. They don't do stuff anymore. They don't get out and about and do things. And he was like, hey, husband, when the last time you took your wife on a date? He was like, oh, no, it's been like a couple of months. He's like, well, you might want to start taking your wife on dates because she's about to leave you. The husband started taking his wife on dates. They went to the fair, they went to a museum, they went to a musical, they went to the orchestra, they started going on dates and doing date nights, and the wife was over the moon. She felt appreciative again. She felt like, okay, we get to spend time with each other, because her love language is quality time, not just come home and do the routine, break it up. And I think the love language, everybody should take this, because you get to learn about yourself and you learn how to communicate what you want out of a relationship. Yes, there's 5 love languages, and people say, well, there's more than just 5. Okay, but let's not get too complex. Make it simple. Keep it simple, silly. Make it simple. The 5 love languages. Do you like receiving gifts more? Do you like getting held hands or holding? Do you like hearing people tell you great things? Do you like just sitting with somebody and having a good time, having a good conversation, and not being interrupted by the cell phone or the TV or whatever is going on in the corner of the room over there? What do you like? And I think it's good for you to know what your partner's love languages are too, so that way you can constantly make sure that they're feeling gratitude and feeling appreciative. And to add to that, it also helps them understand you more. Now, hopefully your partner's communicating with you and talking to you more, but also understand, like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I'm into, this is what you like, what you're into, and you know how to better communicate with your partner what your interests are, or appreciative, how you like to receive love. And if you're single, reading this book kind of help you understand more about communication, how to communicate with people, and it also tells people when you take the test how you like to receive love and how you like to communicate with others in the way you feel affection. Maybe you're not a physical touch kind of person. You can explain that to somebody, like, hey, I'm sorry, holding hands and being huggy and lovey-dovey is not really how I like to receive love. If this is your love language, I definitely would love to do that for you. But my love language, I love words of affirmation. I love when I hear, like, you're so great. You did great. I love when you do this. I love when you do that. I love hearing good things. I love just hearing you say, call me beautiful or amazing or gorgeous or handsome, whatever it is that you love hearing. That's why I like to receive. Holding hands is not really my thing, but if your partner, like, okay, your thing is holding hands, you like holding hands, I'm gonna do this for you because I love you, or I'm really interested, or I really like you, or I appreciate you, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna make sure that you feel, appreciated and feel loved, just like hopefully you do the same for me. So when you're single, this helps you communicate with others and help you explain to others how you like to receive affection and love, but also how that you might like to give and handle love and affection. So that's what I want to talk about when it comes to the love language, and I think everybody should definitely pick the book up, or at least go take the test and just get the quick synopsis of the love languages and what they're about. Giving is my lowest, 1000%, or depending on the day, words of affirmation. And the reason why is that, to me, receiving a gift is not good expression of love, because you can buy anybody anything. They say thoughtful gifts, and I just don't. To me, like, you can be thoughtful all you want, but like, you're buying something for the moment, and it's not something like if you give me a hug, it's like, you got me, I'm trapped. But you give me a gift, I'm like, thank you, I appreciate you, I appreciate the fact you gave me a gift, and I'll be very appreciative. But I'm like, you can buy anybody anything, but to me, a hug, quality time, us spending time together, worth more. And not just like, if we're both in the same room, you're on the other side of the room, I'm not like, what's going on? This is weird. Why are you over there? Like, why are you not close? Please get close. So like, I'd rather closeness and quality time much more than gifts and words and acts of services. But that's just me. And I hope this helped break down the words, the 5 love languages for you, and you take this on your own journey for romance and dating. Alright guys, I'm going to do TikTok reactions here. So this first video is from Incognito Clementine, and her first question, she asks, why do men go after girls are hard to get? So let's see what she's talking about.
From the bottom of my heart, I wish that boys were told to go after girls that actually like them instead of the girl that's playing hard to get, because most of the time the girl who's playing hard to get actually just doesn't like you. But for some reason, they're fed this lie that she's playing hard to get, so they keep going after her, even if she says no. And so I thought, why do men constantly go after these girls who are not interested in them? And I think it's because men often believe that women are like the final stamp of approval. And if one girl doesn't like you, you keep going after it. And it's not even because you like her, but because you're after that stamp of approval. But each rejection just gets meaner and meaner and meaner until she's actually just a jerk. And now you are left with all of these insults. And it generally makes sense why you would not like women after that. Anyway, I also have a podcast. I thought I should mention that. It's called At Least I Can Think. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. Please give it a listen if you want. And if you want to, you can tell me what you think in the comments.
Okay.
From the bottom of my heart,
So she asked why the men got the girls are hard to get. And she thinks it's because, we like to chase. In reality, no, men are taught, men chase, women run kind of situation growing up. Like, because she says no to you means she's not interested. You got to go and try to earn her and get her. Because men are taught this old school mindset that because she runs away, guys will chase the girl. Go get the girl. Go chase the girl. And no, I think that's an old school mindset that we as a society needs to get rid of. Just be honest. Because it doesn't help anything. Like she mentioned, the guy keep going, keep getting rejected, keep getting rejected, keep getting rejected, keep getting rejected, keep getting rejected. And then he saw well, women don't like men. And women don't think this. And women don't like me. No, it's not that women don't like you. You're going after the wrong girl. She already told you that she's not interested, but yet you keep running after her. There's hundreds of thousands of women out there you can speak to, man. That one girl who's not interested in you, she's not the one. She ain't it, chief. It's okay to move on. It's okay to find the other girl. Now, back then, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, online dating and social media and the apps weren't there. They weren't there. So you pretty much dated what was in your area unless you moved to another city, a bigger city. What was in your towns, what you had, and who you talked and met with. So your community was smaller. So I understand the mindset of maybe she wasn't into, but she would come around because maybe her options were limited too. It's a horrible mindset to think of, but that's where that mentality come from. Now today, because she's not into you, that's it. Okay, you'll find another girl who match you, who will perfectly be that one for you, who'll work, who just fit you better. You'll find that person who won't run, who will appreciate you and who wants to be with you, who wants to talk with you. You will find that in your options a lot more to find. Even if you're in a small town, you can easily move now. You have transportation, all these things, and you have dating apps that allow you to even 50 miles a long ways away, but you could legit match with somebody who's 50 miles away from you and make a long distance relationship work. And then you find yourself, that time comes, y'all want to meet somewhere, y'all can find yourself driving halfway, and then maybe one day you might move to her city if you're in a small town. There you go. I just pitched a whole story for you for somebody who's long distance relationship. But today, chasing is not it. Don't do it. I don't think it's a good idea. Now you're like, well, okay, the first time she rejects you, all right, maybe it wasn't the right time. Let's say you wait a few months and go back and talk to her again. Say you're still single, she's still single, you give it another shot. All right, cool, she's still not interested in you. If you want, you want to say, well, I want to give it one more shot. 3 times, get out. Three strikes, 3 times, get out. You waited long enough. Do not waste your life waiting for somebody to come around when they're not going to come around. Then you don't want them choosing because they had no other options either. So don't chase. You get rejected, move on. If you find yourself circling back around, you're like, hey, I still want to give it a shot, go for it. But I say 3 times, get out. All right, next video here. This is from the Joy Box. Let's see what they're talking about.
Should men be shamed for looking at baddies on Instagram?
Please, I know you're right on this. Please tell me.
Shame? For looking at baddies? 100%.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Why should I be ashamed for looking at baddies?
Because watch like a normal man. Girls not real, okay? Is not real. There's a line. You're there to satisfy your urges. Instagram is real life, and you shouldn't be around with that. If I'm watching porn, I'm after.
Zaddy, chill.
Like, look, look, porn is girls you don't know. Instagram is like more personal. You follow that chick, right? That means you met her.
If I see an Insta baddie online, sorry, I'm liking it. You do enough things with the photographer and looking good. I appreciate photography, you understand?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I might triple flame emoji off my media account.
Dude,
so you don't know it's me.
I ain't commenting, but I will be commenting on Pornhub all day long.
Yo, hold on, you comment on my friend?
Bro, you got it.
You need help.
Should men be shamed for looking?
Bruh. Not you down bad. Not you down bad, bruh. Not this way. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. Okay. Should be ashamed for looking at baddies on Instagram. I like that. This is two different sides of a coin here. I might have to table this one for another conversation. Should men be ashamed for looking at baddies on Instagram? You have the side of one person like, hey, this is them trying to grow their business, trying to grow their following. The girl know what she's doing. She's posting a pic. She's trying to get her following growing. This is her business. And like the time that went to photography, a photographer was also doing this. Like, hey, I work photography. I'm taking pictures. Like, admire a good picture, get the like. But at the same time, as a guy, you're looking at a more physical thing. You're not looking at the fact that, like, oh, she's in the sunset, or she had a camera angle this way. She had the light on top of her. She had the light in front of her. She's stepping one way to make her cheeks look bigger. Like, you're, as a guy, unless you're into fitness, into training, and understand how photography, you know how that works, you're following her for what reason? Like, for the you ain't commenting, you ain't talking to her. You just, I guess, just the view of it. I guess it's the same thing like, having the swimsuit magazine. It's more a visual thing. The question is, should guys feel ashamed for looking at baddies on Instagram? I'll say no. But the dude, one guy was talking about like, he's making it too, like, he's making it personal. Like, these are people you know. Now, if you're following people that you don't know, people you're never going to meet, people who are like, if I follow Kim Kardashian, I'll consider her a baddie. Follow Kim Kardashian. Like, I'm never going to meet Kim Kardashian. I'll like an Instagram pic. Go for it. But the girl down the street, and I don't know her, and I'm following her. If you're single, you try to shoot your shot. If you're in a relationship, heck, I'm gonna ask my girlfriend, hey, can you wear that same swimsuit? Can I see you in that outfit? Like, why not ask your girlfriend that? And why not have your girlfriend send you pics? Like, why are you following the, girl down the street that you don't know, who wearing the same bikini that your wife can wear or your girlfriend can wear? So I think there's an extent of it. Like, you should not be following just baddies left and right. Like, now you're following people who is into sports, into fitness, who are doing certain workouts. 100% go for it, but you're just following a girl like, oh, she's another swimsuit model, 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 and that's all you're following. Ask your girl to do that for you. Ask your girl to wear the swimsuit models for you. I kind of agree with what he said about it. Like, I get what he's saying. Like, he's like, dudes are sitting here. I don't know if dudes are doing that, but like, definitely go to a dope website if you want to get that. Don't use Instagram for that. Just saying. Alright, so next video, let's go ahead and keep it going. This is from tonight's conversation. Alright, let's see what they're talking about.
If all you have is a list of don'ts, then you need to stay your ass in the house.
Cause you
with all due respect.
Yeah.
Because when you come across a healthy person, all you're going to be able to tell that healthy person is who they can't be for you. Don't do that. Don't do this. I don't need you to do that. You haven't spent enough. All you've spent time on is understanding how other people have affected you, which means you operating off who other people made you. You need to find out who the you are. Like, go back in the house, bro. Like in real life, go back in the house. Like, if you a nigga that's still out here bitter over a chick that done hurt you, cut, like, go back in the house. Like, it's straight. If you a chick that's still bitter over the that did you wrong and left you with a couple kids like Shorty. Go back in the house. Like your situation is not nobody else's situation to take care of and heal you from. Go back in the house, bro. That's on you.
Yeah, I don't have like that was straight facts. Like if you're sitting there, you know, constantly over what somebody did you wrong, screwed you over, and haven't learned from that, haven't grown from that, grow from that, and you're putting that project on the next person you talk to, the next person you meet, you're not gonna find the person you're looking for. You're constantly gonna tell them like, hey, wow, I don't want you doing this because my ex did this. I want you doing this because my ex did this. That's not healthy. You're looking for to find a person who best fits you, but you can't stop that person from living their life and going for what they want to do and do things they want to do. Nobody wants to be suppressed in a relationship. Nobody. So I 100% agree with that. Like 1000% agree with that. Nobody wants to be suppressed in a relationship. So do not bring your baggage and hold that against somebody else. Learn from your baggage. Open it up. Read from it. Learn from it. And learn how to grow from it and come out of that and say, hey, I was better because I experienced that. I know I don't want, but I'm going to find what I do want. I'm going to write down a list of things that I'm looking for in a partner. A list of things that, you know, that makes me happy and that adds my happiness versus, you know, all the things I don't want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want that. Well, you put all the don'ts there. What do you want? What are you looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for, but I know I don't want. That's not good. Have the things what you're looking for, put that there and say, okay, I want to be treated right. I want to be, and what right for me means I want somebody who is appreciative of me. I want somebody who hugs me. I want somebody who, you know, is interested in things I'm interested in. I want somebody who we go out and we like to have fun and do things and not sitting there just being pouting all the time. Like I don't want to be out. Like I want somebody who want to go and experience the world with me versus somebody who kind of want to stay inside all day. Like put down the things you want and then go look for that versus saying, well, I don't want somebody who sits inside. I don't want somebody who's going to be like, anti this. I don't want somebody who's gonna be anti this. I don't want somebody who's gonna be this. I don't want somebody who does this. I don't want somebody who doesn't have that. I want somebody who doesn't have that. I don't want somebody who doesn't. Well, what are you looking for? Like what are the things you're looking for? Add to that. Now just don't put everything into this whole like I don't want bag. So I agree with him. All right, next video. This is from The Social Scoop. And man logics just don't work sometimes. There are ways to make a girl like you, but I think just treating her really nice at first, them feeling like they lost it because you're no longer nice.
But there are some girls who don't like nice guys to begin with. So you might just kill your chances there.
But that's the thing, like using either of your tactics, right? There's some form of manipulation. I feel like that's not gonna have a good relationship in the end.
But I mean, you're literally trying to get out of the friend zone.
Yeah, but like I think it's not
if
really.
If you don't do anything, you're gonna stay a friend.
Yeah, then be friends and find someone else. Because like if you start dating her and it doesn't go well, you don't have that initial attraction.
This is the guy's logic. He throws a question. How can a guy get out of friend zone at the end? So yeah, you just don't get out. You just find another girl. And then you ask this. There are ways to.
I agree with that 100%. Like I agree with what he said 1000%. Like if you don't want to be in the friend zone, do not put yourself in the friend zone. You got to be upfront with your intentions. If you're looking to talk to a girl and say, hey, I want to date you. I want to take you out. I want to be more than a friend. Be upfront with that because you try to like, well, I'm going to be a friend first and work my way into it. When she sees you as a friend, the likelihood of her not seeing you as a friend, it's not going to be likely. She's not going to, get you out of that friend zone. You're going to be stuck in the friend zone or you're going to be sitting there waiting. Like, do not put yourself there. Go ahead, right off the bat, tell her what you're looking for. Tell her what you're interested in. Hey, I want to talk to you more than just a friend. I want to be there. I want to be somebody special to you. She might be like, hey, and don't have to be like that. You can just say, hey, can I take you on a date? I want to take you on a date. I like to take you out. I like to show you a good time. Ask somebody more than a friend. And she would know right then and there. And be upfront. Don't say like, oh, what are we doing? We're on a date. We're on a date? No. Tell her like, I want to take you on a date. I want to be upfront and honest. Women love honesty. Be upfront and honest. Say, I want to take you on a date. And she had the opportunity to say yes or no. And I say women love honesty. People in general love honesty. But you're supposed to say yes or no. So, ask her on a date. Do not put yourself in the friend zone. Because the moment you put yourself in the friend zone, it'll be a lot harder for you to get out of that friend zone. And good luck. Because it's not going to be easy. And like he said, might as well just move on. This girl like, oh, well, women don't like nice guys. Is that a girl you want? If she don't like nice guys, that's a girl you want to talk to? Let her go through her struggles and understand that, like, okay, well, this dude don't treat me right. Well, I'm not gonna be about that. This guy not gonna treat me right. I don't wanna be about that. Like, let her go through that. That's her prerogative. She wants a dude who don't treat her right. That's fine. But you're gonna look to treat a girl right. So you're gonna find a girl who wants to be appreciative and who wants to be treated right. Just saying. And we all know what right means. Not treat like dirt. We don't treat somebody horrible. Not saying all girls do that, but some girls, like, hey, I don't want a nice dude. I don't want somebody who's, as a woman called safe, who lives in TikTok, safe, who stay in, stuff like that. I don't want that. I want somebody to go out and party. That's on them. Let's go for it. Maybe you're not a partier. That's cool. But go find a girl who interested in the same thing you're into, and you'll be set. So if she puts you in the friend zone, that's fine. Just move to the next person. Do not sit there and wait for her to get you out of the friend zone, because it might not happen. You'll be waiting. All right, one last video. Oh, Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast? Here we go.
What's one thing you wish you understood better about men?
There will be men who will give you all these false promises, tell you everything you want to hear, but it seems genuine. Mm-hmm. And they will go through like a 2-year relationship or something. In my experience, when I've been in those situations, I'm like, I know I'm giving you something you've never had before. I just don't understand why guys will fumble the bag.
What's one thing you wish?
Fumble the bag. If 1% that guy's not 100% interested in you, he's not fumbling. He just doesn't care enough to put that much value into you, 100%. And not saying value is the word, but he's not interested in what you're looking for. You're not on the same playing field, not on the same wavelength, not on the same mindset about what y'all are in a relationship. Did you talk about, you have a communication about, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Did you lay the groundwork out? You didn't lay that fundamental down and put it out there in the foundation about what y'all looking for and what you want to grow into. And you're just like, well, we're just swinging there and we'll see what happens. Because the guy will sit there and say, I'm seeing what happens until he's actually serious. And if he's not serious, he's not going to be like, I'll see what happens. Oh yeah, you want a relationship? I'll take that. I want a relationship too. Like, his action's going to tell you more than his words are. If he's putting in the effort, you're going to see him putting the effort. If he's not, he's like, it's cool. Like, we can sit here, you can come over and hang out, like, but he's not going to take you on a date. Like, you come over and hang out. We can go here. We do all these things together. We just go to Pizza Hut and come back home. Like, not take you on an actual date in, like, months. Like, the guy's action will say more than what he's doing. And when he's serious, he's going to be serious about it. And so you're saying, like, he's fumbled the bag. No, he didn't fumble it. He just didn't care about the bag. Guys don't fumble. We just don't care. So if a dude actually put investment and time in, then he actually cares. We ain't fumbling. I'll tell you that right now. It's just the dude's not caring. So she's like, oh, why do you guys fumble the bag? It's not because we're fumbling. It's literally we don't care. She's in a two-year relationship with a guy who didn't invest in her. Man, all the stuff she's doing, she's like, I put more time and effort in all this stuff, where she's pretty much saying, so y'all doing this and this and this. But he wasn't. He just didn't care. He had his own thing he's worried about. He's doing this, but he didn't invest in his relationship with her. And he probably just went along with it. She's like, oh, she want a boyfriend? Sure, I'll be her boyfriend. I really don't care. I'm just moving along, not really sure what I really want. And here I am. How Not to Die Alone, that book is a good book about the situation where a dude was like, yeah, she asked me to marry her, but I really don't think I want to marry her. The dude, if he was convicted on marrying her, he would have married her, and he didn't. He went on, found a girl that he actually did want to marry. Guys don't fumble. We just don't care. But we do care. Trust us. We're securing that bag. We're running to the end zone, football-wise, or rugby, or wherever the case may be. We're going to take it and slam dunk that ball back to sports. So, yeah, it's not that we don't fumble. We just don't care. So we got a guy who does care. He ain't fumbling that bag. Telling you right now. All right, time to go ahead and get this Reddit post, Am I the Jerk? And this question is AITA for dating friend's sister. So let's go ahead and read what it says. My male 18 have a best friend male 18 since first grade. Our families are very close, at least our parents. I just got told that when my friend's sister was with her mother at my uncle's, she got very close and was maybe interested in me. It's a little too taboo as she is a few years older than me, but this girl I have been crushing on for as long as I can remember. Me and my buddy often joke about becoming family. We joke about him dating my younger stepsister, and such. Now we can actually become brothers, kind of. Would I be a jerk for dating my friend's sister? Talk to your friend. She's older than you. You're 18. You're an adult. Tell your friend, hey, I know we joked about being brothers, but actually I'm interested in your sister. You cool if I talk to her? Plus, she's older than you, so therefore she actually probably make the move on you first. But no, go talk to her. Shoot the shot. Just understand that it might get awkward a little bit. But if she can say, no, I see you as a little brother, and you're like, okay, cool, let's just stop. You're like, you cool, you stop, you run, keep going. Like, don't hang around with that. But she like, no, actually, you're old enough. I see you as a adult. You're 18. Maybe she's 21 or 20. Go for it, man. Shoot your shot. But let your friend know first. Let your friend know that, hey, I'm interested in talking to your sister. So that way he's not thrown off by it. That way you guys are cool. I think you're fine. No, you're not the jerk in the situation. All right. Next one. Am I the jerk for having dating preferences? I'm a white guy, but white girls are the least attractive to me. I'm almost always going to go for black girls or Asian girls first. Honestly, I can't think of many white girls I've been attracted to. Am I a jerk for being selective like this? No. What you like is what you like. You're not a jerk for being, interested in different people, different races, and different colors. You're perfectly fine. You're not a jerk for that. Don't let somebody tell you that you're a jerk for it. Now, you said you find white girls less attractive to you. It means you're not cutting off white women. You're white ladies. You're just saying that, my preference is black or Asian. That's fine. People have preferences all the time. People tell you, like somebody who's tall, like somebody who's certain this, or like somebody who's this or this size or this height or this, whatever the case would be. You like a particular gender or race or color, height, whatever it is. That's your preference. Go for it. Just don't shut off everybody who don't hit that certain criteria. But if you like women of color, go after women of color, man. Go have fun. So no, you're not a jerk for having preferences. The only time you become a jerk when you start belittling the preferences that you don't like. When you start saying, no, all this is this and all they're ugly and all that. Like when you start belittling people is when you become a jerk. When you just say, no, I prefer to date, black women, white women, Asian, Latinas, Irish, whatever case you're into, where you're we said like dating this, that's fine. But the moment you're like, I'm not talking to you because you're white, that's when you become a jerk. Or I'm not talking because you're black, or I'm not talking because you're Asian, or I'm not talking because that's when you have a problem. That's when you become the jerk. But just saying like, hey, I have a preference, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. All right, one last one here. Am I the jerk for not giving my family a heads up that I'm dating again after my husband's death? Oh, this is a book, so prepare, guys. Here we go. My 45-year-old female husband, I'm a 45-year-old female husband, let's call him Tim, and I married right out of college. We have been very happy. We had a very happy first decade of marriage, including having 2 children who are now 21 male and 19 female. However, when in our 30s, Tim developed severe depressions and substance use disorder, alcohol and painkillers. Despite so he passed away from painkillers, which is very tragic, at the age of 40. We don't know and will likely never know if it was, okay, that's very tragic. After Tim's passing, I was 100% focused on helping our children be as okay as possible. Despite his demons, he was a great dad when he was able to be, and losing him was completely devastating for all of us. Lots of individuals and family therapy helped, and Luke was able to graduate from high school with high honors and get a college scholarship. Okay, shout out to Luke. Heads up. All right. With both Luke and Beth now adults and away from home, I can finally focus on myself more. It took me a long time, at least 3 years after Tim's passing, before I could even think about wanting to date again. That's fair. That's perfectly fine. Then for the next year, I was focused on getting Beth. Okay, now we're going back into school. All right, back to her though. I probably had a dozen or so dates, total mostly first dates, and that didn't go anywhere. There was one guy I went out with 4 times, but decided not to continue as we were feeling a more than friendship spark. So she started dipping her toe in a dating app, just started dating for fun. So here's the problem is last week a cousin of Tim saw me out on a date. She was in town for business and just happened to be at the same restaurant. She made a bit of a scene coming up to our table demanding to know what I was doing with betraying my husband, which really confused the gentleman I was out with. She then stormed out and apparently called Tim's parents, who then called Luke and Beth, her kids. Now everyone's furious with me because I hadn't given them a heads up that I was starting to date again. My thoughts was I don't need to give the play-by-play on my dating life, especially when it might be hurtful. I figured that if I actually started seeing someone regularly, I would let folks know. But until then, there didn't seem to be anything to tell. Especially as Tim's parents live across the country and Luke and Beth are at college. However, everyone involved says I am a huge jerk for not telling people in advance that I was moving on. So am I a jerk here? Not if I am a jerk for dating at all. I've just been a widow for 5 years. Just if I am the jerk for letting people find out without proactive heads up. So are you the jerk for not letting people know that you didn't tell people that you was dating? You're a widow for 5 years. And you already said it's not a jerk for me dating. Am I a jerk for not telling people that I was telling my family and significant others that I was dating? I think the shock value probably hurt them more because they felt like you was moving on too fast. Which 5 years, you can't tell somebody how to grieve. So if you feel like 5 years was enough time for you to move on, that's your prerogative. That's okay. Your kids, you probably should give the heads up on. Hey, I'm in a dating pool again. Just want to dip my toe out there, let people know that I'm starting to date. And maybe tell your, mother and father-in-law that, hey, I'm getting back in the dating pool. It's been 5 years. I think I'm ready to, not move on. 'Cause I'm never gonna move on from my husband, but I think it's time for me to go back out in the dating pool. I don't like being lonely. The kids are away. I want want company. I want a companionship. That's perfectly fine. I think you could have told them just to give them a heads up. Your cousin-in-law, nah, forget them. They will find out eventually. Like they didn't need to freak out about that. But I think definitely telling your kids that, hey, I'm back in the dating pool, and your parents-in-law that you're back in the dating pool would have been just a good heads up. And then maybe tell the guys you're dating, they're like, hey, I'm a widow. My kids are, in college. I'm 45 years old. They know what your age you're talking on dating apps. But like, listen, I'm a widow. So you see somebody who comes up to us and like, hey, how dare you tell your husband? And the dude's like, what do you mean your husband? Best tell them like, hey, I'm a widow and I'm just out here dating again and dipping my toes and looking to have fun. And I think everybody would have been okay with that. But hide it from everybody like, oh, I'm not going to tell everybody I'm going on a date. That reaction, I can see them all feeling like, wait a minute, Mom, where you going out dating again? Like, it's, cause you've been 5 years. I'm lonely. Y'all in college. I want companionship. Nobody will be able to tell you like, oh, you're right. How jerks of us for telling you want companionship. You should not have happiness. Like, nobody's gonna do that. But the heads up would have been the right move. So that way they're not blindsided. Like, wait a minute, we know you was just out there like that just yet. Like, if you told them like, hey, looking to date again, just giving you guys a heads up. So I'm not gonna forget about your father. I love him very much, but I am lonely and I want some companionship. Nobody's gonna say no to that. Nobody. Not one soul. So yeah, you should have given a heads up. So that in that sense, I think you are a jerk for not giving the heads up, but for dating, no. Not at all. Alright, that's my recap there on Am I the Jerk? Hey, you want me to answer a question on Ali's, the next episode of Nerdy Dating? Please put in the comments below, or you can email me at alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. You can email me. I'll answer the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this episode and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.